Welcome to today's video. It has to deal with self-esteem. How is your self-esteem? How do you talk about yourself? Do you like yourself? Do you love yourself? If not, well, you should. So let's read on. Self-esteem, okay? That's today's subject. Self-esteem. Take steps to feel better about yourself, all right? If you're feeling down about yourself, continue hearing, okay? Or listening, I should say. Low self-esteem can affect nearly every aspect of your life, all right? It can impact your relationships with family members, loved ones, okay? School friends, and so on. Work buddies. So it is a big deal, all right? So consider these steps based on cognitive behavior therapy. Here we go, okay? Number one, recognize situations that affect your self-esteem. All right, so it'll give examples here and I'll start naming them. All right, so think about situations that seem to deflate your self-esteem. You know what they are, right? Okay, common triggers might be, here we go, a work or school presentation, a crisis at work or home, a challenge with a spouse, loved one, co-worker, or other people that are closest to us. A change in roles of life or life events such as job loss or child leaving a home. These are all things that can challenge your self-esteem, all right? So number two, become aware of thoughts and beliefs. Once you have learned which situation affects your self-esteem, notice your thoughts about them. This includes what you tell yourself, self-talk, and how you view the situation. All right? So, as an example for me, this happened a while ago. I needed some help a long time ago, and a friend of mine got me some help. So she let me stay over at her place for like 2 months. Anyways, the situation that comes to mind is, I ended up sleeping with her daughter. So that situation there always left me feeling kind of down, because I betrayed my friend's trust by sleeping with her daughter. Again, we both wanted to, so we both did. So that's something that was eating away or chipping away at my self-esteem for a long time. All right. So your thoughts and beliefs might be positive, negative, or neutral. They might be rational, based on reason or facts, or they may be irrational, based on false ideas. Which one of those are for you? Okay, number three, challenge negative thinking. Your initial thoughts might not be the only way to view the situation. Ever thought of that? Okay, ask yourself whether you view this in line with facts or logic. Or is there another explanation? Sometimes we don't stop and think, okay? Hey, I'm bad at that too. Beware that it can be hard to see flaws in your logic, of course, right? Logic-held thoughts and beliefs can feel factual, even if there are only opinions, okay? So we have a list of things here and I'm explaining them right here. Also notice if you're having these thought patterns that erode self-esteem. So there's about 6, so I'm just gonna lightly mention them, okay? All or nothing thinking, mental filtering, converting positive into negative. I've done that too, okay? Jumping to negative conclusions, mistaking feelings for facts, negative self-talk. Okay, so I'm just gonna go and read all or nothing thinking real quick, all right? You can read this, down at the, you can find this at the description, all right? All or nothing thinking. This involves seeing things as either all good or all bad, For example, you may think, if I don't succeed in this task, I'm a total failure. You see, we weren't taught how to make mistakes. We were taught to not make mistakes, whether in school or your upbringing or whatever. But when you make a mistake, we take it to heart. All of us, okay? We have to take a different approach to making mistakes. It doesn't define you as a person, okay? You just made bad choices. We all do, all right? So number 4, adjust your thoughts and beliefs. Now replace negative or untrue thoughts with positive, accurate thoughts. All right, try these suggestions. There's several, I'm just gonna lightly mention them and you can read them for yourself down in the description, okay? So use helpful statements. Forgive yourself, which is very important. I had to forgive myself for totally messing up my situation with my friend. And, you know, how could you? How could you do this again? You know? So yes, I've made mistakes. I've made a lot of mistakes, all right? I used to be a different person, all right? So forgive yourself, all right? But mistakes are not permanent reflections on you as a person, okay? I did that when, you know, she was looking good. I had to just have it, right? That was me back then. There are moments in time, tell yourself, I made a mistake, but that doesn't make me a bad person, okay? So I did it, it happens. I couldn't help myself. She was young, beautiful, attractive. I had to have it. So, you know, I knew I wouldn't see her again. So anyways, focus on the positive, okay? Consider what you've learned is another one. Relabel upsetting thoughts. This is interesting. Let's read on. All right. Think of negative thoughts as signals to try new, healthy patterns. Like, you shouldn't do that again. And that was the last time I did it. That was it. I did do it after that because I don't want to betray anybody's trust again like that, you know. So I sure did. So ask yourself, what can I think to do to make this less stressful? All right. So that's relabeling upsetting thoughts. All right. So I had to learn to really forgive myself, you know, and it all had to start with liking myself. It all has to start with having a good view of myself, you know, and if you need help with that, you know, read this article. Also learn how to love yourself, right? Because once you start loving yourself, everything else in your life seems to just get easier. Why? Because you're putting yourself first, okay? You deserve to be put first by someone. If it's not anyone, it should be you, all right? So here we go. You might also try these steps based on acceptance and commitment therapy. I'm just gonna name some here and I'm just gonna lightly talk into some of these, all right? So I don't wanna make the video too long. So spot trouble conditions or situations. Number 2, step back from your thoughts. We all need to from time to time, all right? Number 3, accept your thoughts, all right? Instead of resisting or being overwhelmed by your negative thoughts or feelings, accept them. I had to, all right? You don't have to like them, just allow yourself to feel them. You know, you have to, you know, sometimes we don't like to feel those feelings and mistakes and issues. So we do drugs or we entertain ourselves with sex, drugs and rock and roll, things like that, you know, just so we don't have to really think about it. I was there. I'm not saying you're doing that, but most people do, all right? So that was number 3. And then down at the bottom of the article, if you read it, it'll be, in addition to these suggestions, remember that you are worth special care. Yes, you are. Take care of yourself is 1. Do things you enjoy is number 2. And spend time with people who make you happy. That's what life's about, is having people in your life that make you happy. The reason you have to start loving yourself is so you don't pick the wrong people in your life. I took some time for myself to learn how to love myself because it had to be within me, okay? Because when I was younger, I didn't get love from my parents, okay? This channel has to deal with childhood trauma, you know, with neglect, abuse, and things like that, all right? And so I tried to go and tried for the longest time to find love out there, and that really didn't work. And maybe some of you have tried that and it still doesn't work. So I highly encourage you to start loving yourself, because once you start loving yourself, you start eating the right foods, you start exercising, you start saying no to bad foods and bad situations and bad people, your life changes, I promise you. So this is Mario with Let's Talk About It, and let's talk about the fact that you are the most important thing in your life. So I hope you liked the video, and if you liked it, give me a subscribe, a like, leave me a comment, anything to help the channel out. I am here to help you, the viewer. So thank you very much, and I will see y'all in another video.